Welcome to more Getaways with Noel. As you have seen in my previous videos, there's no doubt that the Cotswolds deserves its designation as an area of outstanding natural beauty. In this video, I'll be showing you the last two places I have visited that are uniquely beautiful. These are Campden and Moreton-in-Marsh. Campden is a small market town in Worcestershire, and it's one of the most visited towns in the Cotswolds. Like other villages in the Cotswolds, this market town was a rich wool trading center in the Middle Ages and benefited from local rich wool merchants. This is St. Catherine's Catholic Church, built in local stone and in perpendicular style, designed by architect William Long of Malvern. The church has been offering services since it was opened in September 1891. Walking along the high street, you start to see the buildings which make Campden so appealing to visitors, and why it has 256 historical listed buildings. The village is full of structures made from typical honey-colored limestone, known as Cotswold stone, which typifies the local architecture. With its unique character, much of the town center was officially designated as a conservation area in 1970 to preserve the architecture, and now it attracts thousands of visitors appreciating the architectural beauty, particularly of the high street. In the early 20th century, the town was also known as a center for Cotswold's arts and crafts movement, with Charles Robert Ashby and the members of his guild and school of handicraft moved from the East End of London in 1902. Due to the loss of craft skills because of the growing dominance of machinery, this movement focused on the use of handmade objects. At the center of the village and the end point of the 102-mile National Trail Fosse Way sits the iconic Market Hall, built in 1627 by local benefactor Sir Baptist Hicks. The hall was used to give shelter to tradespeople selling goods such as butter, cheese, eggs, bread, and poultry. As with other local buildings, it is built from Cotswold Oolitic limestone and is topped with a stone slate roof. The cobbled floor is thought to be original, and it's easy to imagine the activity of past traders and visitors. During the 1940s, the whole was due to be dismantled and shipped to America to be rebuilt there. Luckily, a local conservation group raised the funds to buy it first and then donated it to the National Trust, who still own and maintain it. Next to the Market Hall is a sign which, although it looks old, was erected in 2001 to commemorate the millennium in 2000. Walking further along the high street, you will see more of the buildings dating back from the 14th to 17th centuries, containing many local and independent shops. It's also on the high street where you can see a glimpse of the neighborhood architecture. At the northeast of the village is St. James Church. This Cotswold wall church was built in the 15th century on the site of a Norman church from 1180. The church is built on a small hill and with the west tower standing at 120 feet. The church is a landmark which can be seen from any direction. The interior of this Grade 1 listed building features medieval altar frontals, cope, a 17th century monuments including a monument to the local benefactor and silk merchant Sir Baptist Hicks and his family. In addition, the church consists of a 5-bay nave, 3-bay chancel, 2 aisles, and a 5-stage west tower. Other medieval features of the church include several finely crafted 15th century memorial brasses, such as the Flower of the Wool Merchants of All England, in commemoration of William Greville, whose house is the oldest building on the High Street of Campden. In the sanctuary of the tomb is Sir Thomas Smith, Lord of the Manor of Campden and the first governor of the East India Company. St. James Church is known as one of the finest walled churches in England. With its standout tower and the nearby gatehouses to Old Campden Manor, it is considered as one of the most beautiful structures in the Cotswolds. Towards the south of the village, at the end of Ship Lane, you will find some pleasant houses which showcase more of the local architecture, in particular the old thatch roofs. The roofs are made from local long straw and uses a steep pitch of at least 45 to 50 degrees to aid rainwater runoff, as well as a large overhang to keep water clear of the supporting walls, windows and doors. These roofs were generally replaced with stone slates to reduce the risk of fire, and as more money became available to afford the most expensive slate. Just about 20 minutes drive from Campden is the small market town of Moreton-in-Marsh, situated on the Fosse Way. This small town has a long and wide high street to accommodate trades and markets during the Middle Age and lies on a common land bordering the Fosse Way to the northwest of the original Saxon settlement. It grew up until the 13th century as a market town, and there's still a busy Tuesday market with about 200 stalls attracting residents and visitors. The town has welcomed travelers for at least 1700 years and was used as a coaching station until the arrival of the Oxford to Worcester Railway in 1853. There are several pubs, inns, hotels, tea shops, restaurants, and holiday cottages. The High Street has many elegant 18th century inns and houses, including the prominent Ridsdale Market Hall, designed by architect Ernest George and erected by Sir Algernon Bertram Freeman Mitford in 1887. The hall has passed between various owners and is today held by Ridsdale Hall Trust, who take responsibility for the operation and maintenance of the building, which can be hired for special occasions or group events. The main church in the town is the parish church of St. David, currently an evangelical church. Little is known about its early history, although it is believed to have been rebuilt in the middle of the 16th century. In 1790, the nave was enlarged and in 1858 most of the church was rebuilt, with the tower being replaced in 1860. 32 years later, in 1892, the chancel and south aisle were enlarged, while the east end of the south aisle has been used as a chapel since 1927. Similar to other churches in the Cotswolds, the church is made from stone and in Gothic style. To date, the church continuously offers religious services and events to the town. I hope that this series of videos showcase that the Cotswolds is indeed an area of outstanding natural beauty with lots of picturesque and historic towns. The area is well worth visiting when in England. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel for more Getaways with Noel.